I think my biggest disappointment was definitely not coming in first in the Combatives tournament. Combatives is something that I really love to do, and I, in all honesty, wasn't really taking it seriously at all until the last 30 seconds, and I couldn't pick it up from there. So, Combatives tournament, that was definitely my biggest disappointment. But at the same time, like, I'm not mad about my placement. I mean, second place is really good. It was just more of how the entire fight went. That's all it really was. There's a difference between people who do combatives and they do rolling, and then people who don't. The ones who don't, they try to keep their distance, they try to stay away. When the ones who do, it's like a chess game. You're going to get into certain positions and you try to get your way out by putting them in a certain position at the same time. And it was me who's trying to do that, but my opponent was, I had no combatives experience whatsoever. So it was a very different technique versus like no technique. He won by keeping his distance. So Army combatives is scored differently than Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu is what I trained before the Army. Didn't do a lot of training. It was just one of those things that in between me graduating high school and going to basic training, I just hopped in with my personal trainer and started doing it. So for me, who's completely comfortable with being on my back and putting someone in my guard, according to Army combatives, it's considered a dominant position for that person because they're within striking range, or that is a dominant position for when they can strike. So that's points for him. So I lost purely off of points, and me, like I said, trying to get him in a certain position, but he was able. Him and his long arms just kept his distance from me being able to do it. So if I'm going against someone who doesn't know as much as I do, then I can't expect them to do things that I usually would expect from someone at my level or above. So from there, it's now I have to be the one to initiate, because I personally am passive, or I'm reactive when it comes to it. I'll let them do the first thing, and then once I'm in a set position where I'm comfortable, then that's where I take control. But since he never took control at the start, I never did that either, so there's no reaction. It was the night before, because they gave us all the events and stuff like that, and they said that we were taking a PFA rather than ACFT. It was a little shocking. Everybody was definitely expecting ACFT. Everybody was definitely expecting to kind of just knock out and get as much points as possible. But the PFA is a lot different from the ACFT. It's a lot more running. It's a lot more strenuous. And in all honesty, a lot harder than the ACFT. Definitely running in kit in an ACH. It's just a 1 mile running kit, 30 push-ups. The middle part is the hard part because you're kind of trying to recover from the mile, but at the same time you're doing some strenuous activities. So like you're doing it's 30 push-ups and then a 100-meter sprint. After the 100-meter sprint, it's supposed to be 16 40-pound sandbags onto a 5'5" platform or an LMTB, but we didn't have any sandbags out there, so it was a 45-pound plate from touching the ground to over your head, which is really the same movements, a little heavier. After that, it is a water can carry, so 40 pounds in each hand, so used with kettlebells. For 50 meters, and then after that it is a 25-meter high crawl, and then a 25-meter 35-second rush. After that, after the 35-second rush, you go right back onto the track and run another mile. It's hard because you don't get a break at all. It's the time cap is 30 minutes, and you have to finish it as fast as possible. So it's like I said, in that middle section when you're trying to recover and catch your breath from the 1 mile, you're still doing like a sprint activity, such as the 30 push-ups. It's just go go go, and you're just trying to catch your breath the entire way through.
Hell yeah.
Nobody failed. Everybody was under the 30-minute mark, which was very good.
29, what?
The fastest was Staff Sergeant Ramirez. He, I believe, just beat Burdick. Overall assessment, I was very pleased. I will not lie that, like, I look like a crazy person out there because I had a smile on my face the entire time. Never once did I see anyone on the team just be like, you know what, screw it, I'm done. Like, nobody quit. Everybody finished each event. It didn't matter. If they came in 3 hours after the ruck, like, they still finished the ruck. It didn't matter if they got beat in combatives. They still went and sat down, turned around, looked at their teammate, who was actually their competition at the time, and still encouraged them, hey, go finish the fight. It was very awesome to see, because I encourage, like, friendly competition between, obviously, the three soldiers. I was like, hey, you guys are now competitors. You're not teammates right now, you're competitors. But the fact that even when it got super stressful, super hard, or someone was tired, annoyed, it was never got disrespectful to each other. And that's only gonna just that only shows milestones that they've accomplished. Because now it's going to be even harder at MRC West, but instead of them respecting each other as competitors, now they're teammates, and they're going to have even a deeper respect. So now it's not going to just be like, hey, you got this. It's going to be like, hey, do you need me to hold your stuff? Or, hey, I can carry your ruck for a little bit, give you a break. So I was very pleased and very happy with not only how the team performed, but their attitude throughout the entire time. Everybody was, like, taking it seriously, but at the same time, as soon as the event finished, everybody was joking and laughing. It wasn't like ha, I got you, or anything like that. It was just like, oh, you beat me, that's awesome, I'm gonna beat you on the next one now. So it was awesome.